the cheat codes to scaling to 100K per month with info and probably more.
Like you could just make a story post and make a quick 3 to 10K in a day.
It's like you got your visual, you got your verbal hook right there.
Everybody thinks the verbal hook is the most important. What I found is actually the visual hook is the damn most important thing in the video. Like it will make or break a video that gets like 5, 10K views from me versus 1 million, 2 million views. But if you're a creator, like you got to start posting like now, even if you're not qualified, right? Like I've seen tons of people.
Welcome to the video, guys. We have Renzo, and what we're going to be talking about is scaling offers, the cheat codes to 100K per month in the info space, even beyond 200, 300K, you know. But the whole goal is going past that 6-figure mark, and we actually have a coach who's done it multiple times as well with Renzo. Say what's up.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Jake. Appreciate you having me on. You know, it's really cool because most of my audience in terms of Instagram and YouTube, it's more B2C in terms of like helping people start. So it's really cool that I have an opportunity to talk more about the advanced stuff that people don't really see. Exactly.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you jumping on. We actually connected. Me and Renzo was, he had this like in-person event for, I think it was your offer, right?
Yeah.
That's why he's doing it. He's in Chicago, and I'm like, listen, I'm in Chicago. He was doing it, and he had like the in-person side, but he also had like a, you know, a back-end upsell, you could say a bump, where it was 997. It was like a yacht party. I was like, you know what? I think it would be cool to connect with Renzo some way, maybe build a connection. And then from there, we met up there, we talked, chopped it up. And I mean, right now we're on a podcast because of this. I guess, you know, the 997 was worth it going forward.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest, I don't really check my DMs at all. Like if I'm on Instagram and someone says like, yo, let's link up, I'm probably not going to respond. But Jake played it perfectly, right? Like I had an event, I had a 997 upsell that you could hop on a yacht with me, and you know, he paid to play, and now we're obviously connected. So sometimes if you want to be able to meet up with people that you look up to, sometimes you just got to pay to get in.
Yeah. And really want to go hammer in on how to actually crush the info market in 2025 as a coach, right? Because you guys have the operator who's doing it for clients, but then you guys also have the actual coach who's done it multiple times. And as a coach, a lot of people believe that's like, oh, it's either the coach who does all the work or it's the operator who does all the work, but it's really a 50-50. It is a partnership. As the operator, yeah, they have the back end, but you need to bring attention. You need to capture attention. And Renzo has mastered that. It's gone viral multiple times, and not viral, just like no money. No, like this is cash collected viral as well. What's the best one that you had in info as well?
So I would say like, I used to be a passion creator where it's like, I just want to post what I like and, you know, share my true thoughts. And then I realized social media is really just a distribution game. Like it's all about just building a brand so that people will buy from you. So like I literally optimized all my content to get people closer to a buying decision to pay me thousands of dollars. So I would say the best one for me, what I learned, at least in the B2C space, B2C is when you're targeting regular consumers, not businesses. It's not really talking about like how to make money. It's about like having money. If you've seen like every freaking creator out there, like we're talking like Brez Scales, who else? TJR.
Yeah.
There's like a meme like anything but trading or anything but freelance brand scaling. It's because they know that if you show the lifestyle but not necessarily teach it, people are going to want to DM you. People are going to want to opt in to learn how.
Right.
And so when I did the same thing with my content, just kind of more showing the lifestyle and showing the effects and the dream outcome of having money, and then just gatekeeping the information and telling you to check out my free course instead to learn how. Yeah. That's when I have everybody opting in, getting their email, their phone number, their DM to be able to sell in private.
Yeah. And I feel like as well as a coach, it's having that's something that you can own. With Renzo, it's that I'm not like a guru trying to sell you guys, but I do have this free course I just shot, right? You look at a guy like Brez, it's always like the cars. He's always crashing his cars, right? Like people are like, bro, it's a stunt at this point, but it works, right? And then you also got guys like TGR who just, I mean, right now the Camilla thing is going insane, right? Like the Camilla thing, they're honestly just going back and forth. So it's like owning something and going all into it. It's even how you mentioned it's when you make your content on Instagram, this is just someone who works on the back end, but we do tell our clients the same thing. It's changed from last year where it was, you know, let's say Eddie Cumberbatch was making content like how to start and scale being a growth operator, right? This was like just value, hyper edited content. Now it's no edits at all, honestly, but showing the lifestyle. It's like you're selling a little bit of authority with like the lifestyle, but then you're also trying to be relatable with your audience too, where they're like, oh, he's not a guru, right? Because honestly, I think it's more of a negative to have a Lambo in your content than to actually just be more relatable and like a skyrise or like a penthouse. But Renzo, let's talk about just your early upbringing for people who actually don't know, like you in the info space. What did it look like for you to go from someone who was making nothing with info to actually get into those 6-figure months?
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started, this is like way back in 2019, I wasn't even supposed to be an entrepreneur. I was like, top 10 in my class in high school, GPA wise. So I was a pretty smart damn kid, right? And so I got into the University of Virginia, like one of the top public schools in America. But my first year, second semester, I took a class called Intro Psychology. Ironically, that's like literally what I'm best at now is psychology. But at the time, I got a D+ in that class. So I thought like, damn, my whole life's over. No company's going to hire me. And in that point of desperation, I came across one of the info founders, Sam Ovens, on YouTube.
Ooh.
And he was talking about like college is a complete waste of time. You're going to go tens of thousands of dollars in debt. And unless you're going to become an accountant, lawyer, engineer, or doctor, you're pretty much just wasting your entire time doing it. So I was like, okay, what business model should I do? So on the suggestive bar on YouTube, everybody's talking about SMMA because this is 2019. It was super hot.
Peak.
And so I was like, bet, let me try it. And so long story short, because I know this is more about info, my first year trying the business model didn't work at all. But a year later.
This is you as like you're creating content for it, right?
So this was me like trying the SMMA model. So like cold emailing, cold calling.
So you were doing the business model itself.
Yeah. So we're going to get into info in a bit, but I firmly believe like, unless you're actually making good money with the original business model you're teaching, or at least the method you're teaching, then you don't really deserve the teaching. You know what I mean? So for me, like becoming a course creator or becoming an info guy was never like an option for me at the time. So I just kept going, kept pushing. And then eventually a year later, this is around COVID, had a bunch of free time, tried SMMA again, but this time I found out you could just get clients through Instagram. You just set up a profile, you type messages on your phone, sell them through the DMs, and then you make thousands of dollars. And then you just outsource to work on Fiverr, Upwork, or just find some type of expert to find or do all the services for you. And then you split the profits. So once I did that in my first month, landed my first $2,000 client within 3 days, and then made 10K a month my first month. And then I would say doing that consistently for about 2 to 3 years, like not even touching info. Around 2023, one of my friends was in the room while I was taking a sales call. And I closed a $6,000 client right in front of him. And he was like, dude, you're really damn good. Like you should be posting this on like TikTok and social media. And I'm like, okay, let's try it. And so my first video that I posted with the sales call, it got 400,000 views and got me hella people asking me about, yo, how do I do what you do? How do you start an agency? And so I ignored that for a bit. But then I just kept posting sales call after sales call going viral, like 100K views, 200K views, 400K views. And it got to the point where I was like, I was so tired of answering people's DMs about, how do I start an agency or like, how do I make money online? I'm like, okay, let me try to actually monetize this and try to give them an offer that they'll actually buy. And so that's when I started my software company, Drop Service, in terms of helping other people start an agency and being able to do the same thing I did. Just type messages on your phone, sell thousands of dollars of digital services, and then outsource all the work to my software company, Drop Service, where we take care of all the services for you, and we just split the profits.
Yeah, so pretty much taking that model of instead of going to Fiverr and finding these people, they come to you, let's say it's $1,500 a month, they sell the client for $3K a month, they make $1,500 just profit every single month from it.
Exactly. And like on Fiverr and Upwork, you don't really know who to trust. Like, yeah, there's reviews, but it's not really specific to the agency space compared to my software company where we have a $100K a month agency team backing you up so that you know that you could actually deliver the results.
So then you're still actually in the agency space. You're still scaling that.
As
you're starting a course. That's the thing. A lot of you guys, a lot of coaches, they just stop doing the thing. Just I'm going all in on info. It's like I wouldn't pay for someone's info if they haven't been in the game for like longer than 6 months. Everything changes. So it's like with Renzo, you're still in the game. You're still actually scaling the agency. You have a software as well. And you're scaling the info. So it's actually 3 separate businesses that you're combining all together though.
Exactly.
That's a crazy scheme. That's why it's insane.
So like going into info, people have a hard time trusting because everybody's selling info now, right? So obviously you want to have like an unselfish reason. Like for me, like I want to transform thousands of people's lives, give people the freedom to do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want. But they also need like a selfish reason. Else they're going to make one for you. So when I tell people like, hey, like full transparency, I want you to join and buy my software so that you can make me more money when you land a client, and then we split the profit. So it's like a good way to build trust while still establishing credibility for me.
I like that. I like that. So then talk about those early days of actually selling info. When did it, so you start selling info, and what did those first few months look like, creating content and just actually selling the offer?
Yeah. So at first, like every course, I'm a big investor in terms of buying courses to shorten the time debt in terms of making money. Like I want to just know information so that I could scale.
Yeah.
Every course I've taken was all about like just hop on calls and close them, right? So like my first about year in info, I just was always hopping on sales calls, closing deals, and it was good money, don't get me wrong, but it felt like I just lost all the time freedom I had. Like I'm literally just on calls all day, every day. And so the big shift for me after a year was actually trying to understand and really learn the art of copywriting, being able to sell one to many. So I forgot the question, to be honest, but the big thing the first year was just selling one-to-one through sales calls and just getting a lot of that data in terms of what does my target market actually want and need to hear to be able to sell. And then that translated a year later when I started selling more one-to-many in a scale.
So now you do like webinars and the DMs, right? That's primarily how you sell people?
Yeah. So now I would say most of the low and mid-ticket sales come through a webinar. Do you know the Russell Brunson linchpin model?
Yes.
Basically, anybody watching this, if you don't know what it is, you promote a webinar. Right, a webinar is basically like a 90-minute live class you do. And at the very end, you sell like a mid-ticket offer for $500 to $1,000. But on the thank you page, to build some more like recurring revenue, you sell like a low-ticket monthly subscription, right? So when people opt into my webinar, they see on the thank you page to get ready for the webinar, you could invest in my $1 trial for 1 week and then $29 a month software to get your foundations ready for the class.
Right.
And then at the very end of the class, then we sell our mid-ticket offer for like around like $500 to $1,000.
Okay, so it's $1 to get in for that. So it's $1, and I bet in that you're just priming them even more on the opportunity, on the new offer. It's like more the what but not the how, and then from there you put them in the software. Free trial for that one, right?
Yeah. So it's a $1 trial.
$1 trial.
So just so we could get them to pay and be a little invested.
And then they get in, they get convinced. They're like, dude, this is the best opportunity out here in the market. And from there, you just upsell them. And is that through sales calls, the way you upsell them, or no?
Yeah. So the $1 trial and the mid-ticket offer, they're both just through the webinar and the thank you page with the VSL. But if we want to upsell them to our higher ticket offer, which we basically, long story short, just let AI find and close clients for you. Then we have our sales team going to work. So they either book an inbound call through our marketing in the back end, through go high level with emails, SMS, as well as inside the community. Or like our setters will literally just dial you randomly whenever you purchase something from us.
What is that speed of lead on the dial?
So that was actually something we were really bad at until recently. We actually now have over 7 setters, like all like just grinding all day, every day, just calling.
And they're not in the DMs anymore. Now they're just calling, right?
Yeah, they're all just calling. So beautiful, that was something we were struggling with for the most part. Like we had 1 to 2 setters, but it was really hard to get people at the right time because we were calling like hours later or days later. So speed to lead is probably the most important thing for the setter team. Yeah,
even then, how often do you have setter churn? Is that quite often?
So that's something I'm still working on to this day. I would say, so my partner Dylan, he scaled an info offer to 800K a month. Nice. And so even he said that setters will churn no matter what you do.
Will.
Like it's probably like a good 1 to 3 good months you have until they move on to try to be a closer or set for somebody else. So that's something I'm still working on currently, but that's actually a funny story. That's how we built our higher ticket offer, where we have AI find and close you clients. Cause we're like, what's a better way instead of like hiring a bunch of DM and text setters that are going to churn anyway and make it more scalable.
Right.
And we posed the question, like, what if we had AI find and set these people and maybe even close them? And so we were like researching on Google and YouTube, different softwares, but none of them were actually that good, or they weren't designed to sell. So we programmed our own AI bot. And so now we've pretty much fired our entire DM closing team and our SMS and DM setting team. And we have AI just message all these prospects for us so that the speed to lead is always there. Like it always messages within 10 seconds.
That's beautiful. It's like, and now it just comes to the basic concept of entrepreneurship. Like you just solve a problem that you have for yourself and then you give it to others. Like and even then it's with setters, like they're going to leave no matter what. Like I was even on a call with this guy, He's scaled some big guys in the space, some guys who have some crazy morning routines as well, as if we know who I'm talking about. But he's been in this guy, his name's Anthony, and he scaled a lot of guys. And something that he even told us to me and one of my clients, he was like, you're going to lose setters no matter what. Like, that is the one thing, like Renzo said, you're going to lose setters. What is the process of bringing a setter on again? So it's, you want to be able to bring a setter on, especially if you're at a scale like Renzo is, where, you know, you have 7 setters, like, all right, 4 of them leave, like, that's going to create a big impact for your business. How can you bring those people back on in, let's say, a week? You know, he has a brand, he could find people, but it's getting them onboarded, and then at the same time, getting them to actually understand the audience, the offer, all that kind of stuff, instead of Renzo having to jump on a call, the sales manager having to jump on a call, train them up, everything. It's like, how can you do it self-paced and really just have him and his team, you know, go ahead and just make sure that they're good, confirm that, right? And that's honestly, how many closers do you have as well on the team?
So we have 3 right now. We honestly focus more on quality than quantity. Like, I just want to have, I don't want to have just a bunch of closers taking a bunch of shit calls. I don't know if they're allowed to curse in here, but I'd rather have like every call that they take is qualified and they close. Else I'd rather just have my low or mid-ticket funnel close them instead. But going back to the setter thing, I actually found a simple way to, not like fully automate it, but a way to get setters always in the door is, I always have ManyChat, which is like an automated DM thing.
Yeah.
And it just, anytime someone DMs me the keyword setter or closer or sales rep, I just send them an application.
Do you ever make a post for those? Like a reel?
If I really need more closers and setters, but because like so many people DM me anyway from all these different closer setter courses, it's just like an automated way to get applications every day.
You know who does, you know, Carson, he just grew his brand, the guy who raps, the rapping. So, he's done the same thing with like a setter. He was essentially like, he's like, yo, I'm looking for setters. And he makes a whole rap reel to it. That's why I asked him, like, have you made a reel to that? Because I saw it and I was like, that's perfect right there. Like, that's a fun way to get people in. And you're automatically going to have people. But so have you ever made a video or a story post about that? Or you're just like, I'm going to just put that in there?
I mean, so my stories on average get around like 50 to 70K views without me even trying. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could just make a post and we have way too many setters to go through. So I would say traffic in terms of hiring has never really been a problem for me.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This is something I know we were talking about a little bit, kind of segueing. It's the difference between 2024 selling info, because you were in that time, you're selling info, and versus a 2025 way, because it's completely different. We talked about a little bit with the content, but selling info in 2024 and 2025, what have you seen was those major differences since then?
So let's circle back one more year. So I started in 2023, right?
Okay.
So that was like that was the gold rush of info, because nobody really knew about it yet. Like, there was all these different business models like SMMA, drop shipping, but nobody really knew how to crack, you know, how do you become one of those guys selling the course? Like, it's kind of something you had to figure out by yourself. So it was not saturated at all. And then 2024, let's just say there was some propaganda, like a huge gold rush of school. Not going to mention this guy's name, but there's a huge gold rush from this one program. And so there's like thousands of kids and beginners learning about the info space and like how to actually operate and how to sell a course properly. And then guess what? All those people a year later, 2025, are now either selling their own course or they're operating at a high level for other course creators. So now like everybody's in the info game now. So I would say trust has been at like an all-time low. Like, if you look or you even sound remotely like any of the other offers, then people are going to put you in a bucket and they're not even give you the time of day. So that's honestly why we went with software, and we have our new AI done for you offer. It's like, people don't just want to buy info anymore. Like, they want to have like a unique edge or like a magic pill type solution on top of the info that you give them. So that's what we learned, still crushing in 2025.
Yeah. I've what I've done as well. So going into 2024, it's kind of what I started as well in the space. I actually came out of that program that Renzo was talking about. But so like he mentioned, a few of us operate at a high level. For me, I still sell info, and I have plenty of clients who do, but I also sell like actual services, like high premium, high ticket offers. So for some of our clients, we've kind of looked at, it's like, okay, everybody in our space, you know, I have an offer that's in the content creation space for business owners. And we kind of realized that, okay, it's like everybody's trying to sell a course on it, because everybody, especially in his market, there's always a new content creator guru. You've probably seen it as well. So instead of us being like, oh, we're going to sell a $5,000 course, we instead sell a $30,000, like we come into your business, set the team up, or we're just going to put you on a 5-figure retainer for our agency. And then from there, that's our whole offer, just premium high ticket. And even with other clients at service-based, it's like 25K, 30K, 60K offers that we're selling that just primarily like done for you service-based. Like, I don't think the done for you market's ever going to die. People are always going to want something done for them in a fast way and an effective way. And sure, you got to pay a little bit more premium price, but it's done for you. You know, like one of the offers I'm on, it's a relocation offer. So it's international business owners in the US, amazing benefits here, right? But in other countries, let's say for Germany, 45% taxes as a business owner. Like you could barely write anything off. So it's a relocation offer that they could go in, set everything up, right? So like how Renzo said, the info market, it's you have to really come in with a unique way now to be different. You can't just say like, I'm gonna create content, I'm gonna get rich. It doesn't work like that. Like you have to have that unique edge. Even with one of our clients as well, they're doing drop shipping, right? And something different with them is we kind of look at a market and we're like, okay, how can we be even specific with those people? And they're like in a Hispanic niche, right? Like Hispanic market, they're Hispanic themselves. So we thought to ourselves like, okay, there's no real big guys in the info space who are Hispanic who actually tie culture back to the content at all, even to the brand. They don't really do that. Everybody's just, they want to sell the lifestyle, but how do you sell the lifestyle, the outcome with the culture? Because now you better connect to those people. And that's the push we're taking with them. Relatable content, sell the outcome like how you mentioned earlier, but then tie culture back to it because that's another relatability aspect. It makes them unique going forward. So that's like just my thoughts on 2024. It's, even look at content, it was so hyper edited back then. Everybody was kind of going for that Iman Gaji style of like sit down YouTube videos. I feel like I see those now and I'm like, bro, you're trying too hard, honestly. It's like you should be focused more on creating content that's relatable. Now, honestly, I'd spend more money on your lifestyle at that point instead of spending money on, you know, going ahead and not to bash any, you know, studios, but like going to a studio and just recording a sit down like video like this where it's like, I'm going to show you guys the 3 ways on how to actually scale your whatever thing that you're doing at that point. Yeah. What are your thoughts on anything else that you've seen that's different?
For sure. So I would say on YouTube, the hyper edited style still works. Like my YouTube's been popping past couple weeks because YouTube's like people are searching, right? They don't really need to be scroll stop. Like the thumbnail and the title does all the scroll stopping for you. But on short form, especially TikTok and Instagram, that first literal frame decides whether they'll watch or not. And if they see like some super like professional style edited video, they think they're just gonna get sold to and they swipe away immediately. So the psychology of short form is just so much different. So even like yesterday, 2 days ago, my business partner, Ibrahim, was like, yo, can I borrow? So we have 2 Sony FX3s. The total camera setup's like $1,300 with the lighting and all the stuff. And it was like, yo, can I use FX3 since I know how to set them up to film some short form? I'm like, bro, just film on your phone. Just trust me on this. Like nobody's going to give you the time of day if you're filming on fancy cameras. So I think it's just understanding from the viewer's standpoint, like what do people want to see? And it's also just doing your market research. Like when you scroll on TikTok or Instagram, do you see a lot of people with a sit down talking head like this? It's usually either a podcast or podcast clips, kind of like if you're on short form and you watch this, probably going to see a clip like this.
Of course.
Or 2, it's going to be like a selfie FaceTime video. You either walking or, you know, something that's been hot recently is just people just like chilling on their couch, like laying in bed. Yeah. So it's just, some people have like amazing things to say, but they don't package their videos in a way that people will even give you the time of day to watch.
Right. It's, you think of a hook, and it's like you got your visual, you got your verbal hook right there. And it's also like, it's that scroll stop. It's like, as soon as I open my phone, what do I see? You know, it's like, look at some of the mess right now, like TGR. Like, honestly, like, you scroll and instantly it's like bro's in his bed, half naked, smiling at you. And you're like, oh man, like, what is this? And you start watching it, but now you get trapped in that ecosystem of, okay, he will make a valuable piece of content, but it's also mastering how to say things on camera. Yeah. Because some people are like, I'm gonna just pick up my phone and start talking. It's like, you gotta actually learn like a decent amount on hooks, at least the structure of them. But then it's everything you say. I was talking to this girl, she's in the sales space. She does a lot of those like FaceTime style videos. You've probably heard of her before. But she was telling me, she was just like, yeah, it's like the content you just want to make. It's like, I just follow frameworks, and it's like in her brain, there's just frameworks of like problem, solution, like solve, right? And it's like stuff like that. It's like she's mastered that, but now she could just, every time she turns the phone on, she knows what she's gonna say.
Yeah.
You know, there's no prep for her. She just turns it on, she talks, and the content's out there. So as a masterclass, if someone was like a coach right now and they're like, okay, like how do I get good at like just speaking on camera, consistently posting, what would you tell them?
So there's a couple of different things. I'd say basic fundamental meta level you could do is like, you literally just got to start, right? Like post every day. I would say never ever batch your videos, because you could make 7 videos for the week and they're all terrible and you don't improve. So the biggest thing, keep that feedback loop tight. Make a video, post it the same day, get the views, right? Once you see the views, cool. Let's adjust, make the next video better and better and better. And I'd say the other thing is just actually watching your videos unedited. It will humble the hell out of you if you're not, if you have a good editor, but like you're not good at speaking unedited videos, then you're gonna watch your video and you're like, damn, dude, I sound retarded. So it's like every time you film a video, watch it unedited, and you'll just pick up things that like, damn, like I need to be a little smoother here, or I got to stop stumbling when I say this. So that's one, is you have to be in the game to get better. But then two, like the meta. So the thing that cooked me when I started was I had an editor, but there was like so much animations and edits. Like really all you need to make a good video, at least right now in 2025, is just make sure you cut out all the dead space. Okay. So there's some TikTok creators that can yap without doing any edits, but unless you're super natural on camera, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a lot of pauses, breaths, or mistakes. Cut all those out. Like every millisecond counts is what I say. And then 2, try to keep the captions like super clean and not animated. So I usually use like the TikTok classic CapCut font, or this font called Tiny Lemon Milk, which I think my editor got from, I don't know if we're allowed to say his name, but the guy that made, I don't want to say his name right now, but you probably know what I'm talking about. The guy who blew up in 2021. So use that. And then if you want to edit it even more, then just add B-roll. So B-roll is just videos layered on top of your video while your voice is still playing. Right. And that's really all I've done. Like when I had 6 1 million view videos in a month, it was just that formula. Just lemon milk captions, cut out all the dead space, and just have B-roll whenever I'm telling a story or need to show proof. And then once you have your editing down, then it really just comes to the idea and the hook. And so you kind of touched on it a little bit, but everybody thinks the verbal hook is the most important. What I've found is actually the visual hook is the damn most important thing in the video. Like it will make or break a video that gets like 5, 10K views for me versus 1 million, 2 million views. So for me, like my best video ever has like 80,000 comments of just all leads. I don't even have my autoresponder on, so that's 80,000 leads just all commenting. And it was me in the airplane sitting first class, and my business partner was sitting next to me, and I'm like, yo, shoot a video right now. And he was like, nah, dude, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm like, no, trust me, the visual hook's gonna go crazy. Right. So I shot a video of me in first class talking about how I made like $25,000 that week. And there was just a bunch of people like, Brandon Carter, King Keto, calls it the poverty train. I don't call it that, but that's what he said. But you have like the guys like going to economy, right? And they're all walking by while I'm filming this video of me making XYZ dollars. And so that visual hook got people to stay, and then it got like 2.7 million views. And that video by itself easily made me over $100,000.
One video made you 100.
Yeah. Like that was pretty much like all our lead flow for the next 1 to 3 months.
Yeah, because that video got so much people to just see you on Instagram, which if you're actually a good creator, you're going to make another good video. Yeah. Another good video. And those people are just going to keep watching. And maybe you're doing long form, you're selling on stories, but you're going to get people to buy from you going forward. Yeah. So what, even then, that stat, I don't believe this, but it says like XYZ amount of people watch Instagram with their like sound off. I don't believe that, but
I think that's cap.
I know. I think, but you know what? If that was true, right there, Renzo's point right there, it's always the visual hook. Like when I'm scrolling, like, listen, I'm a dopamine monkey too sometimes. So I'm scrolling and I look and I see like the things that catch me are the visual. It's like, I don't even think there's not enough time for me to actually hear what they say. I'm just scrolling. I'm scrolling, but it's visually what I see as well. So dude, that's sauce right there, man. Yeah. That's sauce. And so would you say that, did that video result to was that like your best months ever after that video, or?
So I've had better months. Okay. I would say like the thing about going viral is that sometimes the quality is not like amazing, right? So 80,000 people, 2.7 million views. There's gonna be some brain rot kids there, right?
Was this before the low ticket as well?
Oh no, this was during the low ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some brain rot people, you know what I mean? So it's what I'm learning now in 2025. It's not, especially if you're trying to scale high ticket, it's not just quantity, it's also quality. So that's why I've been going harder on YouTube lately too, is just, I know I could get views anytime I want. Like literally I can make a story post and get like 50, 70,000 people seeing the offer.
Right.
But it's also like, how can I get more qualified people in the door that my sales team could close?
Would you say that's increasing the time that they spend like watching your content, but not just on short form, but also long form?
Yeah, it's I think there was something called the 7-hour rule, like or not even. Okay, so there's 2 rules that I've heard. They're both similar. So the 7-hour rule, if someone wants to buy something high ticket from you for at least over $5,000-$6,000, they have to watch at least 7 hours of your content. But I also heard a rule that I probably relate to more. For every hour someone watches your content, they're willing to spend $1,000, which I think makes more sense in my opinion. So example, on our webinar, when we sell an offer for like 500 to 1,000, the webinar is 90 minutes long. So hey, perfect. That's why people are willing to buy for that amount. Or example, on the thank you page, people haven't even seen a lot of content yet. So that's why we only sell something for like $1 for 1 week to $29 a month. And then the 6K, yeah, I got to either get people from YouTube or they got to like buy one of my previous products and then upsell later.
I like that because even for one of my clients, that's why I like the 7-11 rule. I don't like because we have people book in from like one reel.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even CTA in that reel. They just go link in bio, see the type form. They book in and they're ready to buy. But those are not the people who actually buy the high ticket. They're not ready for that. So I even like, especially depending on what market you're selling in, you kind of want to increase the time that it takes for someone to even buy from you. So it's like, for your link in bio, is it YouTube or is it to your offer?
So it's to the webinar. The webinar is 90 minutes long. So it's like a way to microwave that process.
Right. So I would even recommend if you guys are doing a book a call funnel, don't put that in your Instagram link in bio. Put a video that will lead to that. So in your YouTube video, if you're going to lead people to actually going ahead and booking a call with your team, like it could be a VSL, it could be like a reverse VSL, DSL, whatever. What you want to do is have that YouTube video that's actually going to go ahead and convince people. And some people might call this like a YouTube VSL, right? But that video itself should have 1 or 2 CTAs that's going to get people into your funnel instead of someone, because I've went through this where it's like, we were doing like 50K per month in in IG just off that, right? And it was ran on vibes in the beginning. I will say that. But then when we started doing long form, that's when we just start jumping, because it's those people who are like, we just saw a $3,000 product. Now we saw a $30,000 product. Like it's that difference is huge, you know? And people, it's kind of like, think of it like when you finally meet that girl that you know she's the one, it's kind of like that with content as well. It's like, oh, I know that this is the guy that I'm going to buy from, but I need to spend enough time with this person to develop that relationship. There's guys who I would watch their content for like months, and I knew that I'm going to buy it. Like Jeremy Haynes, best example. I watched Jeremy's content. I'm like, I'm going to buy from this guy. I know I'm going to buy from him. And I kept watching his YouTube videos, and you guys should do this too, honestly, in your content. It's like, yeah, we just made this SOP in the inner circle about XYZ thing. You know, let's say the video is about call funnels, like call funnel best practices. But, you know, this is YouTube. I can't give away all this stuff. You know, if you want to go get the paid stuff, you got to pay the paid price. And like him saying that consistently like 5 times on YouTube was like, I'm like, there's certain things I don't even want to do anymore because I'm like, I don't have the best practices. So I go ahead, pay $5K for his like self-study course, and I'm going to join this inner circle by the end of this year. It's like, just because I watch his content, that's how powerful organic is. He allowed it to like, for me to marinate. I think that's a great way of saying this, like marinate time with it. Everybody talks about like sell them as soon as possible, get them to book a call. But like, even for our client, I was telling you that international offer, we have a setting call and we also have a closing call. You could book a setting call the first day of, but the thing is to book a closing call minimum 3 days out in advance. No faster than that, because we have pre-call material that we need them to go through. They go through a WhatsApp group chat with our closers. And something you guys could do with AI as well. It's with our client, we actually have an AI voice note. So, and this is allowing us to do this in the Canadian market, the German market, and we're going to go into other markets, but we could change the voice of the actual offer owner. So we could have him say things in German, like exactly what we tell the AI to say, he says. So, and the best thing is the most important thing that you could say to someone is their name. So it's like, Renzo, let's say you booked a call with us and we're going to transfer you or, financial assets to America. It would be the offer owner himself saying, hey there, Renzo, I appreciate you booking in a call. It doesn't sound like it's automated, because we also do the WhatsApp where it's like the FaceTime thing, but it doesn't say their name. So someone who's been in the space is going to be like, this is automated. But now the offer owner is like, hey there, Renzo, you just booked a call. Like, I appreciate you booking a call with me and my team. This is XYZ person. He's been on my team for a few months. And honestly, man, we're going to, help you out, all that kind of stuff. That's not the script, but just for perspective. And now from there, we have our closers send like the videos, WhatsApp videos, actually talking to the client and stuff. But that just crushes for us, right? But it's giving that extra time. Even then, sending 3 to 6 emails a day for that client. This is all offered at, honestly, for at least when you saw an ultra high ticket. And even then, like for our clients, it's 25K is like 3K to a B2C person. It's not like, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. So if you are selling an offer at that level, it's to that person, 3K is 25K to our market, right? How can you so allow them to take action? And it's, you have buyer's intent, but people as well, you're going to get a lot of that. I need to think about it. Oh, this sounds good. But if you can, people are going to book in emotionally because they're like, okay, I want to go take action. But then how can you logically sell them on the back end? They come on the sales call. I mean, they're coming on your sales call. It's like a big thing, even to closers. It's like, at least beginner closers, I see they have the issue of like, they mess up framing instantly, but you're coming to my sales call. You're jumping on my call. You're talking to me. I have the ultimate frame that you're taking your time out of my day. So it's having that as well. You sell them logically on that process, and it's like, your conversions just go up so much. You get more pay in fulls. You get people to actually make payment plans going forward as well, depending on what you have as well. But that's what I've seen really crush it. It's extending that period of, I'm not going to buy immediately. I'm going to give it 1 or 2 days, especially for you. You want premium leads for your sales reps. So that develops premium leads. If someone's not responding, at least for our clients, in the WhatsApp group chat, we have like a whole flow. They don't respond before the setting call. We just cancel them. It's a waste of time for our setters, because we could just close someone else. We don't need you to jump on a call with us, because we get a great lead flow, but we don't want crappy people to jump on the calls and waste a setting call. Sure, it's 15 minutes, but it's 15 minutes we could have been talking to someone else. So that's just my perspective on those things.
That was a ton of pre-call sauce. I like that. Right now we're doing we have the software that allows us to send through iMessage.
Yeah.
So we do those like FaceTime iMessage videos, but I'm gonna write that down. Use like 11 Labs for like that for that name and the voice memo, or is it something else?
I'll have my our AI guy actually send. I'll have him send it out, at least how he did it, like the skeleton of it. So I mean, you and your team could do it, but it's huge. Like, you do have to so we have the setter manually send that. So it's
got you.
So the process works like, okay, you got on the setting call and you're confirmed, right? You're like, oh, you can actually work with us. What we do is we have the setter on call, let them know that like, hey, in the next few minutes, Lucas is going to put you, the guy, the offer owner's name, Lucas is going to put you in a group chat with him and the person, the representative they're going to be speaking to in the next few days. Okay, great. We'll probably tell them the name of that person too. So then they already know to check WhatsApp, and we typically have the setter do this on the call too. They go ahead, put them in the chat, and then send that voice note, right? Gotcha. And typically it's like the script's already there. They just got to put the name of like the client, do that already. And then from there, they manually send it. And then from there, it's like, hey, are you in the group chat? Yeah. Oh, did Lucas send anything yet? Yeah, he did. Okay, great. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Confirm your meeting. Just go on your calendar. Make sure you say yes. And now they get on the call. It's the setter. And the best thing is like, you can have a conversation out as the offer owner in there. So if you see like, even then you have the offer owner in the voice note send a question like, hey, just real quickly, my setter was telling me these things about you. Like, how long have you been dealing with this? Or, oh, I see that you're in this line of business. Start that conversation, create that familiarity, that rapport. Now from there, I mean, you have the closer take over. Do you have your closers as well send like selfie videos?
Yeah. So we are lucky enough. So we have the software called Raz or SendBlue.
Okay.
Now it's like 10K to get started if you were trying to sign up today. So I don't think it's worth anymore, but we got in for super cheap back in the day for like literally like $500 like a year ago.
Okay.
So we still have access to it, but we just have through high level an automation that automatically sends these like FaceTime iMessage videos from our closer and from me in 2 separate numbers. But I like the name on the voice memo thing.
You wouldn't have your closer send it in like real time for them because they could get specific with them as well.
I think just because of our volume, bro, like my closers are, all right, I wish I could like show my phone right now, but our calendar is freaking disgusting. So
beautiful.
We have like confirmed calls, right? People that are qualified and obviously said they're coming. And then we have double bookings for everybody else. So like they still book on the calendar, but we're probably not going to call them unless like someone else no shows. So like if you look at a calendar, like every 30-minute slot has like 4 to 7 calls lined up that we could pick from. So it's just like with the amount of volume we have with 3 closers, I mean, obviously we could hire more, but like obviously I want to focus on quality too.
Right.
It's just really hard for them to manually, deal with the pre-call stuff.
Yeah.
Like if they're doing 30-minute calls, like 14 calls lined up, like back to back to back to back.
30-minute sales calls.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys have dialed that in. I have a question. Are you guys running any paid ads campaigns for those people as well?
Yeah. So I used to be all organic about a couple months ago.
No, I mean like on the back end for those sales calls. Do you guys have paid ads for that or no?
Are you talking about like to get them to show up or what?
Engagement campaigns. Just like essentially it's, Jeremy Haynes popularized just like to hammer them. Since you're getting this many bookings, this would work for you where essentially when someone does book in, you just set an automation to put them in a campaign on Facebook. And what this campaign does, it warms them up even more to the new opportunity at hand, which is what you're doing. It could have like real videos of you, like real time, like those closing calls. Those are probably really good at, and you could just take those old pieces of content, put a little bit of spend behind it. And it's, when I open Instagram, I'm gonna I think it's like every 4 videos, you're gonna see an ad, right? You do that and you have just so much pre-call material. You even put long form pieces of content there, the ones that you have, because not everybody has went through every short form, every long form, and you could do it in like buckets of content, like, here's the problem, here's solutions, here's the opportunity. And you just keep showing that to them before they come on the sales call. Since if you're having that many people, like for us, we can't do that. We're not getting hundreds of people coming in because it's ultra high ticket offer.
Yeah.
But for you, if you're getting that many people to come in, it just warms them up for that sales call where it's like, you don't have to send them all these crazy sales assets within the closer. It's playing in the background and it's cheap. It's honestly like pennies to get a view.
Gotcha. I'll look into that.
You have, fire, bro. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
you need to set that up because, like, why do not like? Besides, I need to think about like, why do people not buy from you guys on the first call?
It's honestly like we go really hard at handling objections. So we will go through every financing option available, and if you can't go through any of those options or don't get approved or you literally don't have cash on hand, like we'll get you to, or not get you, but we'll convince you enough to be able to borrow money from a friend or, find ways to do it. But if you really can't buy, then it really is just like we didn't qualify properly. So I would say it's more like a lead cash on hand issue sometimes.
Okay. But for the leads who do have cash, right? Because if it was a 100% just close on, everybody was qualified. I mean, props to you, you're crushing it. But for the people who are not closing, who are qualified, what would you say? Is it just they haven't spent enough time with you? They're like just kind of window shopping?
I would say it would be the leads, mostly through YouTube, but let's say they only watched my one YouTube VSL and then they book a call. That's like a 10, 15-minute video. They might have found out about me literally the same day and then they book a call because they're curious.
Right.
So I would say it's more like not enough trust / nurturing before the call.
I would even say like if you're getting this many lead flow, something you could do is you guys take same day bookings, right?
Yeah.
You could even just extend it just by 1 day and then like, kind of run the aura flex like, we're booked out. But then you could, you run that campaign on the back end and it's, dude, you're going, typically it's like within 72 hours, people are going to see 30 to 45 pieces of short form and 10 to 15 pieces of long form content. At least they'll start watching it,
Got you.
And something as well, like a little hack that you could do, it's for some of your back-end assets on YouTube, like instead of putting them through like Winsta and all that, like it's a back-end asset, you don't really need to track it with that. You can make it YouTube videos, right? And now since they're watching that YouTube video, they're automatically in the YouTube algorithm now since they've actually started watching that video. And now it's like, you can even have like, make it a 2-3 minute call confirm video. And guess what? Now it's in a playlist with all your other videos talking about all the other things that you've been. It's like masterclass starting, right? My journey, right? And now people, like, not everybody will take action on it, but like, let's say you get an additional 20 people to watch those videos before the call. It's like, that's 20 people are probably having a higher chance to, how much is your high ticket offer?
It's 6K a year. Right
6K. Now. So a year.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So it's like, now it's additional 6 times 20. That's 6 figures right there that you could just be having a higher chance of getting. But I would honestly, like, for you, extend, like, push it back one day where it's like they can't book in, because then it still makes more premium clients as well. And for the webinar, that's kind of one thing though. It's like, if it's right after the webinar, I do see the process in that. I would probably say if you were more of a book a call funnel only, but if you were, I would say like push it back one day on that side where you can run those engagement campaigns. But even for the webinar, people who book it, is it a live webinar or is it automated?
You know, I won't confirm that, whether it's live or not live, but let's just say it happens pretty quickly. I don't know when you're watching this, but it might be in the next 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So I would say if you're doing a live webinar, you could do that on the front end then. So everything I just told you in that engagement campaign, you do the exact same thing. So someone who actually opts in, so if you do like one live webinar a month, that's something you could do. If you do one live, you hype it up, right? You start building that engagement for it. But then as soon as someone signs up, you know, you have them go through all the free assets, all that stuff that you're saying to self-liquidate the funnel. But then also you put them in an engagement campaign. Just, you know, put $500 to $1,000 for that within a, let's say 72 to, you know, 100-hour time span. But now they're going through all that content before the live webinar. Exact same thing. They're just getting warmed up, every objection. And that's where it's really important to make sure you know how to make content, because if in the first 2 seconds, nobody like actually stays on that video, it's like you're just wasting money now. If you know how to actually hook someone visually, verbally, they watch the video, it's gonna crush. Even my media buyer, who's a media buyer for TGR, you know,
I know who it is. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's actually the one who taught me about engagement campaigns. Just haven't really fully taken his advice yet.
Right, he's a G, man. I love this guy. But if you guys ever need a media buyer, just hit me up. I got you. But so he was even telling me like what they do is even for like their ads that they run, it's just all retargeting from TGR stuff. You know, it's like we're just all his engagement, all his followers. We're just gonna go ahead and just re-hit them up, and then from there, it's like they see the ads. Even Brez, like I bet Brez is doing the same thing. Yeah, I think his ad right now, the one I've seen, it's like learn how, you know, at 20 years old, I have this thing. I think I make $1 million or something, and you know, I did this by learning one skill, like learn how, right? And it's like people are like, they love his lifestyle, they love all this, so they click on it, and it's like, boom, they go into the funnel, and it's like so not salesy. Yeah. Like it's just a different thing where it's like they already have so much trust, or like I would say trust in Brez or like TGR, but they have desire. They have so much desire to be like they are, where it's like they'll take action to go ahead and do that. But I would like so recommend for your sales process, if someone books in like, let's say 3 days, just have that engagement campaign. It's gonna be like pennies on the dollar for you, dude. It's like $500 to $1,000, and just have that always running in the background. Since how many booked sales calls do you get a day, would you say?
I know the stats for the week. We usually do around like 350. Now, keep in mind, these are double bookings too, but like around like 350 a week. So like 50 a day. Yeah.
So I would for sure do that. And then depending even then, it's warming them up with your setters as well. You could also kind of like frame it more like just kind of that aura play of like, it kind of also depends on what your setters are doing, but I would even maybe hire an extra setter for this. Is like the people who did book a call, since, you know, you're not doing a 2-call close, but you can always just have the setters reach out to them, see like how they're interacting. It's like, hey man, you know, I saw that we have a call. You have a caller today. You know, I'm from Renzo's team. I'm actually someone who like went through his offer and stuff. I just want to confirm that you're going to come to this call, that you're ready to go. And want to ask, is there like any questions that you have right now about, you know, what we do? And now from there, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to confirm it. Like, let me confirm that for you. So now the closer actually gets that confirm call, so they don't have to be doubles. But then from there, it's just ask like a really basic discovery question, right? Something very like, and you already have 30-minute sales calls, so I bet you guys go through it fast. But it's, you know, you could get that first question. It's like, yeah, man, like I've been watching Renzo's content for maybe like 3 days now, man. Like I like the stuff he does, but I watched the video. I watched like 8 minutes of it, and like, you know, I want to take action. I want to live the life he lives. I want to do SMMA. Okay, cool. Have you ever seen this asset? And now you just send them like, have the setter send them an asset, right? And then from there, they can at least get some like basic notes and just have all those calls recorded, have an automation in place that sends like those basic level notes to the closer.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo, you're talking to Todd later today. Here's like some basic stuff about Todd that you should know. And now from there, it's like, let's say you find out Todd is from North Carolina. What's up, Todd? Man, I was talking to the guy earlier who called you. He's telling me you're from North Carolina. It's like little things like that you could just like, it's small conversions that you can add, a 1 to 3% conversion, but like,
yeah.
I mean, if you're scaling at a really high level, I mean, it's just extra money by like adding little tweaks here and there within the process.
I mean, that's what I learned being in business for the past 6 years. It's all about the tiny little details. Like everybody thinks there's like one magic pill or you need one magic copy or one magic funnel, but it really is like all the tiny little details. Like probably like in a sales process, there's at least 50 to 80 micro stages that you got to check off before someone buys. And so people think it's like maybe 1 to 2, you just book a call, they show up, but there's a lot of different micro sells you have to make before the next stage. So I definitely like that, bro. I'm going to write that down after this.
Oh, for sure. We'll just, we'll put this in ChatGPT and we'll just get you the transcript. But I would also say like, all right, let's talk about speedrunning things, right? We don't speedrun by doing it effectively and efficiently, but fast. Right now, if you were starting at 0 and we're not saying 0 followers, but like you just launched a new offer and you want to go ahead and actually start cooking with info again in this market, what are the stages that you're taking to in the next 6 months get back to a level where you're at?
Gotcha. So just put this in perspective. So do I have the audience or no audience? Or let's say I'm starting at
let's say you're not completely at 0. Let's say you have an audience, but you haven't monetized yet. Not as big as you do now, but let's say you have maybe 30K followers, 10K.
That's a lot. Like I probably started cooking with info when I had like 10, 20K on TikTok. Yeah. So definitely doable. So what I would do
here, let's put this, like let's actually visualize it.
Yeah.
10K followers on IG, 1K on YouTube, let's say 15K on IG. All right. That's what you're working with.
That's all I really need, to be honest. So I would definitely go high ticket just because, you know, that's not a huge audience to be able to do mass numbers with low and mid ticket. I feel like low mid ticket, you got to be at least 100K followers on a platform, or else you're just going to be stuck at like, Eman Gadzi calls it like the middle class of info, like 10, 30K. I don't want to be in that crap. Yeah. So I would definitely do high ticket. And I would really do my market research. Like that's probably what allowed me to really scale the past couple of years, is just understanding the market. So I would just make like a simple tally form or a Google form and then post that on my story, on my TikTok story. Just like, hey, I'm starting a new private group for a handful of people. But before I do so, just doing a little bit of research. If you could fill out this quick form and you send me your confirmation, you might be able to win a chance at like a quick $20 cash prize. Right, so like some type of incentive to get people to want to fill out the form.
Right.
And then, you know, now thanks to Claude and ChatGPT, and I personally use Poppy, which is goated.
Bro, Poppy's
I'm plugging that into AI, and I'm gonna have Claude and ChatGPT like tell me everything I need to know about my target market. And then once I have all that market research and I understand like my target market's frustrations, fears, wants, and aspirations, kind of like what I said earlier, like people don't really want to buy info now. They want to buy like, at least if you're going to do info, have something on top of it, like a done for you service. Probably can't afford a software at this level. So I'm going to look at like what things can I do to solve my target market's frustrations and pain points that could be done for you that doesn't take up that much work.
Okay.
And so I know with AI, there's definitely a ton of things I could do. So let's say I have like my audience right now, right? Like people that want to start an agency or people that want to start making some type of money online through digital marketing. I might make an offer where it's like, I'll tell them it's all done for you. Like I'll pick your niche, I'll pick your offer, I'll pick your price point, I'll make your DM and sales scripts, but I'll probably just put a Zapier and, you know, zap it all to Claude and have Claude do all that work for me. Right. And I could probably sell that for a quick $200, $500 if I wanted to. And if I made it into like an entire offer where it's like a course, a community, maybe like 1 to 2 calls a week, then I could price that easily at from as cheap as $1,000 to $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then from there, once I have that offer set up, then I would just literally make hella CTAs. I CTA every day on my story. I don't know if people notice or not, just because like it's different people watching your story every day. But I CTA every day. So like that wouldn't change at all in my stories.
Okay.
It wouldn't be like a hard push, but I always do like I'm looking for a few more people.
Like, I'm not really selling anything, but if you want to check something out.
Yeah, exactly. I would either like promote like a free course, or I would just say like I'm looking for a few more people who want outcome. DM me blank info. So that way I'm not like hard selling, but I am like, yeah, yo, if you're interested, just raise your hand and we could talk about some stuff. And then what I would do is everybody that would DM me on my story, I'd either use like a software like ManyChat, or if I didn't have the money for that, I would just manually use like this app called Wordboard, where you could just literally copy and paste messages.
Yeah.
And then book a call. And then on the call, if I still had the same closing skills that I do now, like I could easily probably convert 60, 80% all organic. Yeah. That's what I would do.
What about the content wise though? Let's talk content.
Content wise, I mean, if you're at 10K followers, I'm probably still trying to find my voice a little bit. What I would do, speaking of taking all those calls, I would just go back to what I did. And it still works to this day. It's just literally record your sales calls and post them.
Bro, you were like the first guy to actually, I'm actually thinking about it. You were the first guy to do that, make it blow up. You stopped doing it. Not everybody in the sales space does that. It's like, you see all these guys that they're like handling objections and stuff. Like you actually did that beforehand, before anybody did that. So I bet someone probably watched that video as like, I should do that now.
Yeah, I was the OG. And I know I was the OG because my content coach at the time, this was like 2023. So I was doing like sales calls, right? But there was like a bunch of animations and it was captions. But what my content coach at the time told me was like, yo, you should put the psychology at like the very top, right? So like every time I'm going through a stage, it'll be like building social proof, or agree, or what else? Like build urgency / scarcity. It would be at the very top. And so now I see literally everybody in the sales space copying that same exact format of psychology and the captions. But I had the proof. I had the freaking proof that I was the first one to do that. I want to like way back.
I want to add to that real quick for anybody who's actually thinking about like, okay, I'm in like the same niche as someone. Like, how do I become different and find my voice? It's think of it like this. Like for SMMA, let's kind of put in perspective. Like there's categories in that offer. There's closing deals. There's doing outreach. There's fulfillment, and I mean, there's probably one or two other things. So like, go into it. Make content on all those and see which one does better. Maybe your sales calls do better than your outreach calls, right? Because or cold calling, right? I see guys who like, there's a guy who like makes videos where he cold calls people and he's just like he's just like, I hate this person. You know, it's like, but that works really well for him versus someone who could actually be doing like breaking down the operations of like selling something, you know, like they do a great job of that. It's like, I'm gonna show you how I built this N8N like automation, right? It's like, try a lot of things, at least in the beginning. Just try, make a ton of content, and then from there just see what works, what has like slightly better views than everything else, and just try to get better at that style. And it's like for us, when we run paid ads for clients, we do an 80-20. When we find a winner in an angle, 80% of our budget goes into that, but we still have a 20% testing budget. Do the same thing with your content. When you find a winning angle, go 80% of your effort on improving that and making it better. But when you see trends, you see new things happening, decide to be like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try this out too. And maybe something else works too. And now another angle. Now you have like these two different angles in your content that you like to do back and forth, which could work really well. Like for you, whenever you do stuff with your girlfriend, that is great. You know, it's like, you know, I'm taking my girlfriend out for a little concert.
Literally just randomly added Korean girlfriend to my video and it got like 100K views. And I'm like, bet, I'm going to keep doing this. And it just keeps doing well.
Even then, the latest video is like, what's your girlfriend's name as well?
Allison
just hit 85K on YouTube, you know, like great hook right there. And it's from there, it's just kind of showing that lifestyle. And then, you know, Renzo mentions is like, yeah, you know, we're at the concert and just did a 6K, you know, close right now. Exactly. All just by texting the DMs. It's like stuff like that. It works well for him. I know FaceTime works really well for you too. So it's like for you guys, just constantly I don't even now, I bet you're still trying to find new things. You know, you're trying to refine it. Sure. Like what would you even say as someone who's almost at 500,000 followers, what are you still doing to review your content, try and make it better? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, this is just like a general principle of business, but like, kind of what we mentioned earlier, what works today might not, or what worked a couple months ago or a couple years ago does not work today. And it's going to be the same thing in a couple months to a couple years. So that's why people do go out of business, is they're stuck in their old ways instead of like constantly trying to be ahead of the curve. Right. So example for me, like those FaceTime videos worked really well for me like a year ago. I could literally just pull out my phone anytime, just yap, and then it would get like 50 to 100K, even 1 million views. Now, if I do it today at this current month, it would probably get like 10K. So it's like constantly adapting and trying to find the next, I always like just call it the next visual hook, right? How do I find that next winning hook that,
I like that. That's a good
you know, gets people's attention? Because that's a big thing. It's like what I've been saying the past couple months is exactly the same stuff I've been saying like years ago. It's just like the packaging and the hooks have changed.
Yes.
But the same exact lessons and stories and offers still exactly the same. So I think for me, it's just like how, or one of my mentors calls it like you have a human, you have a stimuli, and you have an action, right? So when people get overexposed to a stimuli, they get used to it and they have like this banner blindness, right? So like stuff I was milking out like a couple years ago is not going to work today. But how can I make a new stimulus that's like a little bit different that like, hey, someone thinks this is different and then they bite the same exact way they were a year ago.
Right.
So I think answering your question, you always had to adapt. Like every month, every couple of weeks, you got to look at the data, see what's working, and always try to add some new randomness or some new variability so that you could find the next winning formula. And that's the same way with ads. Like you have a winning ad, but eventually it's going to burn out unless you keep testing different creatives to keep it going.
Yeah, even then it's like what works for Renzo or doesn't work for him can work for you. You know, FaceTime might not do as great for him anymore, but me and my business partner just got to close yesterday for 4K. And guess what? This guy, like my business partner, like he kind of makes brain rot content actually. Like it's relatable brain rot. Like it's him on a scooter talking about I'm happy not to be Indian, right? But guess what? Someone watched that video and they're like, oh, one or two of those videos are value. And now from there, they click on the link in bio, they watch his YouTube. Oh, okay, cool. And now they book in a call. Bro, watch like 4 reels, 1 YouTube video. It's like booked in a call. We have another follow-up coming up soon. It's like that stuff for us, FaceTime works pretty well, right? And it's also like we're not doing B2C, we're doing B2B. So a lot of B2B people are like, I feel like the only guy who really does well, at least in my space, for like really like good edited like content is like Nick Setting. But that's also kind of his brand. It's like, but it's even then like his Maros are not crazy like edited, but his on short form, they are though. Like he will make a podcast style clip like this and it would do really good for him because he's known as one of my clients. You know him. We like to call it's called like Sunday's cooking. It means like premium content, right?
I've seen those videos,
Yeah. So yeah, and it's like it depends to the market. If you're selling B2B, it kind of still depends on like I sell to a complete different B2B audience than my client does, right? So like to my people, they're like completely done with this like, and they're young as well. They're done with, you know, hyper content, but then to him, we're selling people who are 30, 45 years old. So it's like those people, well, they're not on social media every day. They're not exposed to all this. So they don't really see it as like guru content, like how Renzo mentioned, where as soon as that they actually see a piece of content, they're like, oh, he's trying to sell me. Like it's younger people who view that. So it's just test everything. You know, it's like with our clients, before we found our winning angle, man, we're testing angle, right? And it's like, we got this one angle, passport. It was like a passport. And it was like him saying, essentially, this is like the ad. It's like, your passport is ruining your children's future. That was the angle that cooked for us. And it was funny because we had in 2 languages. The English version works even better. And then I remember they came to me and they're like, oh yeah, just as a side note, like our clients need to speak English. And I'm like, we don't need to make anything in other language anymore now. Like, completely scrap that content and let's go all in on this angle. Now we're launching static ads with this angle, which is like the passport and change, you know, it's like stuff like that. And now even then for the other market we're in, we still haven't cracked the angle, but I'm just looking at the responses on Typeform. I keep seeing the same thing. So now I'm just like, all right, like this is the reason they're booking it. This is the reason they're booking it. Let me make ads on it. Same thing with your content, those Typeforms, even record every sales call, please. I work with companies who've done $1 million months. And I'm like, hey, can I get the sales call recordings? Oh, we never did that. And I'm like,
really?
Yes. Like,
I didn't even connect the Fathom. You know what I mean?
Bro, I would get like sometimes a Zoom download. And I'm like, bro, no. I'll be like, don't send me this. Send me the transcript. Find a way to get me the transcript. But there's actually a software, a buddy of mine, he just came out with, this isn't a plug for it, but he actually came out with software where what they do is they take all the sales call recordings and they create a database off of it. And with that database, it essentially, it's like it predictably like tells you who your next lead is going to be based on your old sales data. So it's like it creates archetypes. That's cool. Like here's Nancy, here's Lucy, here's Evelyn if you're selling to females. Then from there, it's like you're going to get an Evelyn archetype. Evelyn is this type of person, you know? And it's like based on what they say in Typeform and based on like it connects the dots to those people to who have actually came to the call. So it's a pretty cool. It's still in beta testing. We're gonna test on our offer, see what that looks like. But just always like if you need content ideas, record your sales calls, test everything, just everything. And if you're like completely new, just look what people are doing in your market and add your own relatability piece to it. Like you look at guys like TGR, it's like, okay, how can I do what TGR does, but just in my own relatable fashion, start getting a little bit of views, start getting a few book calls, take those sales calls, start making content based off of it, not the sales call itself, but the info from it. Just keep testing and like invest in yourself as well. Go into content offers, learn some basic stuff like hooks, visual hooks. And from there, just honestly, it's not hard to make money in info, I would say. It's not hard at all. And you just keep doing it. And the people who give up in info are the people who are like, oh yeah, I tried this for 3-6 months. I didn't really get a lot of sales. It's like, that's anything in business, right? If you don't, it's whoever could actually stay in the market the longest, keep showing their true authentic self, keep delivering great results with their offer. It's like, you're just going to crush it, honestly, at that point.
That's what I learned the past couple of years. Like in 2023, it was super easy. Like literally just copy and paste what all these courses tell you to do and you're going to make money. But now in 2024, 2025 and beyond, like because there's so many people in the space, like you have to really understand principles and think for yourself. Like I'm sure like a lot of the stuff you're saying, you probably wasn't passed down. Like you figured it out by yourself by understanding psychology and principles of how to build real systems. And same with us. Like a lot of the stuff we do, like the market is not doing right now. And I haven't even said a lot of it in this podcast, but like you got to really think for yourself, like understand principles, understand psychology, understand why do people take the actions they do. And then you could build the right systems behind that to get people to want to buy from you.
Yeah. And even then it's like, everybody's like, yo, info is cooked. And I like, it's saturated, but it's like, I just feel like it just creates a new high standard. It's like the entry to being good was really low, 2023. Now it's a little higher, but then it's like, number one though, just charge more. And number two, it's like, just understand a little bit more of like what we're just talking about, human psychology. It's like, you see these guys who just, oh, I've made money. I made X, Y, Z with this business model. And now they start making videos and they think that they're going to go viral. But then it's like, but then you have none of the other stuff on the back end set up. You don't even go ahead and it's like within your content, like how we mentioned, it's like, oh, you just complete your, book a call funnel in your Instagram, link in bio instead of putting a YouTube video, which leads to that. It's like little things like that. It just puts you above and beyond. And that consistency, it's just consistency. If I keep seeing you on my feed consistently and you keep sharing some kind of value, I'm probably going to get interested. As us as humans, we have heuristics. Curiosity is one of them. So if I keep seeing you have this crazy lifestyle and you're connecting to me and my pain points, and I see that, man, you were working at McDonald's and now you're up and I'm working at McDonald's, well, like, I want to know what you're doing. So I'm going to watch your content and you're just a cool guy who, low-key doesn't give a fuck. It's like, people are just going to rock with you for you, being relatable, being a calm guy. And like how I mentioned, it's not hard. And I guess I'm saying that just because I've been in the space for a while, but as someone who is in the space, letting you guys know, it's not hard. It's consistency, but then also just iteration, being able to make iteration as fast as possible. It's like, oh, I'm going to try this style out because my mentor told me to try this style out and it hasn't worked for 3 months. It's his fault. No, it's not. It's your fault for continuously doing the same slop and not iterating based on it, And then once you iterate, like even what you mentioned, it's like from experiences, I used to like listen to my mentors to a T back in the day, right?
That's how you cook yourself.
I know. Honestly. And I feel like in the beginning, you have to do that to build that confidence in yourself. But then I was like, bro, y'all telling me some shit and like, it's just not working. I'm gonna just try my own thing, right? And I start trying my own thing and we start cooking and it's like, okay, awesome, great. Well, now I know this, right? And now I can iterate upon it. And it's like, you got to keep doing that because even your mentors have different experiences than you. They've sold in different markets to different audiences. With Renzo, it's gonna be completely different than selling to to dropshippers, people who want to start dropshipping, for people who want to do TikTok shop, for people who want to do growth operating. It's completely different. You have to talk to them differently. Sure, it's the same desire. Like I want to get rich, but it's different reasons. As a growth operator, like what I do, it's like, I do this because I just want to be great. Like I just want to be the best. Like money is cool. But like to me, if someone makes content, it's like, I'm that David Goggins guy. I love watching David Goggins. So like I'll see that. And it's like when someone has that energy, I reciprocate better to those people versus someone who's like, I just want to make money, fuck off, and, you know, drive a Lambo. It's like, you got to talk to those people in that way. It's just finding your market, finding that iteration, and just honestly running with it, but constantly changing, like how you mentioned. It's not even the content in the front end, it's the back end at the same time. You know, it's like always upgrade. Even our clients that we're doing a few $100,000 a month for, it's like we're always adding stuff to the back end. You know, it's like we built out. Do you guys use Airtable at all or Hyros?
We use Hyros.
So we use Airtable, and we're using Airtable to track like all the sales data, right? And I looked at the sales data and I was like, you know, as a marketer, I look at it, sure, I could figure this out in 5 minutes. I can't figure this out in 1 minute, you know? So then the team goes in there, they change a few things up, and now it's updated, right? And now it's like, I look at it, it's clear as day, as we also have a 2-call close. So it's like we used to do 1 call, so we had to change that up. But it's like constantly changing the back end. Even then, it's like for VSLs, especially when you're running cold traffic, it's you want to be testing the headline of your offer consistently. But then when you do find a winning headline, go and do what I did at 80-20, right? That's just a basic thing a lot of people could do. It's like 80-20. 80% of the lead flow goes to this one headline. Let me test 4 other ones with this one, see which one wins. We'll put down to that 80% column. But then from there, you always want to, let's say you were launching a new VSL. This is what I would even add to you. It's like if you were going to launch that offer, I would launch a VSL with 2 hooks. And then from those 2 hooks, I would keep the same body. And I would make sure that when you do record that VSL, it's not in a fancy studio like this, because I'm not going to come here every single day whenever I need to record a new variation to my VSL. Creating a spot that you can consistently go to, have a very chill fit as well that you can go back upon, right? Something your audience resonates with. But then it's, if let's say the hooks aren't doing as well, I'm going to go re-record a hook. And then let's say I see a lot of drop off before the pitch and the body. I'm going to go back and re-record the body a few times based on the iteration I know. And then from that iteration of the body, I might look to the close and be like, dude, I get a lot of drop off here. Maybe, you know, you're going to get a drop off at that point, but I might test out a few different ways and see if, can I add an extra 30 seconds of watch time, right? It's those little micro actions as well when you at high scale, which really help. Even then, when someone books in, you know, we added this as well to our pre-call page. We're getting a lot of no-shows for our setter calls. What we did was, as soon as you land on the post-call page, a pop-up comes up, right? It's like a ChatGPT picture of Donald Trump on a tank holding an American flag, like going onwards, right? But, you know, we're setting you up in the United States, like, financial system. So, but what it says is, we only work with high-level business owners who want to actually, you know, get this desire. So, real quickly, we only work with people who respect their time. So it's like we're trying to put a label on them, high-level entrepreneurs, respect their time, and who actually show up to and make the commitments that they show up to. Just click yes to make sure that you will be showing up to our call.
Gotcha.
Click yes. And then they click on the post-call video. Post-call video makes sure that they go ahead, go in their actual Gmail, and actually confirm the meeting. But it's like, that's what we do right there. It's like those micro commitments. And guess what? I learned that. Like, I never learned that from someone else. Like, what I just told you, I just decided one day, I thought to myself, I'm like, it would be pretty cool, because I was talking to the setting team, and I was like, you're talking about this. I'm like, what could we do? It's like, well, right now I don't want to wait 2 weeks to have something recorded. It's like, what can I do now? Pop up. Do that. I think it brought it up by like 5% in 3 days. Our show up, right? And it's like, 5% might not be a lot, but I mean, it's a $25,000 offer. It's like, we actually, from that itself, we pulled in like few closes the last few days since that. And it's like, we kind of went dry for like a week, did that, got a few more closes in, you know? And something as well, just a fun fact, I made a video on this. Have you ever heard of an incentive, like incentive pricing before?
Oh yeah, that's like from the OG Sam Ovens course. Bro.
Yes, for people who don't know what incentive pricing is, though, it's pretty much when somebody's on your call and they want to, you know, buy, and they're like, oh, I got to go think about it. Our offer is $25K. You can go ahead, do incentive-based pricing, and our offer, you got to go think about it. Like, you're relocating your financial assets, but if you do make a commitment today, which a lot of them know they're going to make the commitment now or later, you're going to save yourself $5,000. $5K is a lot. And even in my video, I mentioned, like, a lot of you guys, though, sell an offer for $5K. So I'm not saying discount $5K. No, I'm just saying discount something that equals that value to someone of $5K for your offer. If you're selling it for $6K, hey, if you buy it today, actually on this call right now in full, it's only going to be $5K or $4.5K. So instead of them going on a payment plan, but, you know, if you have a lot of payment options, you don't need to do this. But for people who are not as fortunate to have that, it's just say, like, if you pay in full right now, it's only going to be $5K and you get this bonus. You know, that has crushed it for us. We actually had a client who was like, he was thinking about buying it, but he's like, oh yeah, instantly dropped to $20K for the offer. And he was just like, super happy, super stoked out. versus like we used to get people who would just take 2 weeks to, they would come back to us, pay 25K, but like, I want your money now so I could put it back in ads.
Yeah.
And get more clients and more people to fulfill upon.
Gotcha. I mean, you know what's funny is you could just raise your price and then just have the incentive-based pricing.
We did that. We actually did that. It used to be 10K to offer.
Yeah.
So,
and like it converts even better than just saying the original price.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Even then, it's having another back end upsell as well. It's like, so we have a 60K PIF, right? And we've sold that a few times and it's really solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're actually coming off a 100K one now too. Yeah. But we had the 60K and it's like, yeah, you know, we could get you on this $60,000 offer. And they're like, oh, well, I think the 25K sounds like a steal. You know, it's the same outcome essentially, right? And I heard this from my buddy Anthony as well. He's just like, you can make outrageous guarantees in your ads, and the way that you're not going to get cooked by it is essentially like, Renzo, what could be a crazy guarantee that you can make your audience right now? Like crazy that like if you're like, you know what?
It would be like, I will personally fly to your house and coach you and do do the entire business for you. Like, that would be the most insane guarantee of all time.
Okay, for you to actually fly out to someone's house right now, how much would you charge for that?
That'd be at least 100K, bro.
Okay.
I would not.
Now you have a 100K offer in your tool set. When they do come and actually jump on a sales call, they're like, yeah, so is that guarantee still? Yeah, you could go ahead and Renzo can come over to your house for $100,000. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. But the guarantee is tied to that offer though, you know? So it's like, you can still make that guarantee in your views or like to the people coming. And like for that, you know, for one of our clients, we're going to do is like a view guarantee, right? For one of our agency clients. And then from there, it's going to be like a $30,000 per month, like offer, right? But then we're going to put in so many resources like yes, you're going to get that. But are you going to pay 30K a month? Probably not. Let's put you on the 10K per month retainer then. Okay, you're sold already. So it's like, that's like a little tweak that you could do. You just got to make sure that you have all like the legal agreements for that. All that kind of stuff is like in line, but something you could do to make crazy guarantees in the market. Just when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's actually like,
yeah, I was actually thinking, because we're going to be launching a B2B offer, not sometime soon, but probably in the next couple months. And we were going to model something like what Cole Gordon did. Cole Gordon, if you're watching this, don't know who he is, like this 8-figure entrepreneur that places closers and setters. But what I did when I funnel hacked his funnel is he would like promise you like, hey, our setter will perform better than your current ones or you don't pay. Mm-hmm. And then on the actual sales call, it has nothing to do with the setter. They just break down all your systems and like, hey, before you're even ready for a closer or a setter, like you got to do all this stuff first. So now the guarantee doesn't even apply because it's about a completely different product.
Yeah. Well, what are some of those things that he like says?
So this was back when I was still getting started in the info game. So he was like, or the closer was like, hey, you need better show up process or better post call booking process, or hey, your offer needs some tweaking, blah, blah, blah. So just like the little foundational stuff.
Yeah. I like that. And just for instance, I bet Cole Gordon probably did. It's just like they can upsell you on stuff like that now.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, let's fix your offer together. No problem. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, let's put you in our, you know, offer mastermind for offer owners where we're going to be, you know, always talk about how to increase your offer and get your offer like ours to $1 million a month, you know, something like that, you know? So I actually really like that. That's a great way. I would even say like maybe for you, it's like you make them that promise, right? And it's a crazy promise. Make sure that they have everything on the front end like that. But then you can also have that like, yo, I'll come out to you and like we'll workshop for a whole day. Sell that for 50K, 100K, you know, all expenses covered by me and my team, you know, $100,000, but expenses are covered. We'll come out and I'll even take you out to a nice little dinner.
Yeah.
You know, that would be super dope right there. But yeah, bro, I think that B2B offer that we were talking about would rip, honestly.
Yeah,
like, I feel like I've seen iterations of it, but like it's nobody is like, at least to your name and branding.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody would.
It would go back to like the original brand I built with sales calls. So I think it would be pretty aligned with what I'm like.
Are you
looking
currently
to take my brand.
recording? Like, I would even say it's like recording. It's like, yo, I just closed this guy for 6K in the DMs and the setter got no commission. It was actually the AI that I built once going forward. You know, it's like stuff like that I think would, dude, that would crush, honestly. I think that's super dope on that side. But what are some last things that you would mention that like, I would say it's, you wish you knew now at being at such a high level? And let's talk about those people who are like, let's say when you were like, before you broke into consistent 6 figures, what are those things that you wish you knew that like those little gems that got you over the hump or that you would tell yourself?
Gotcha. I would say organic is always really important, whether you're doing ads or not.
Yes.
Like I played the exact opposite game, right? Like I was a big Sam Ovens fan. Sam Ovens just run a bunch of ads and like you'll scale, right? And I could never crack cold traffic at the time, so I didn't really start taking off, hitting those consistent 100K months until I started blowing up with content. So I would say, number one, if you're going to be the creator, obviously if you're an operator, you don't need to, but if you're a creator, like you got to start posting like now, even if you're not qualified, right? Like I've seen tons of people, even Brez was still starting out making like 30, 40K a month posting TikTok. And I've seen his journey all the way through from like having a Corvette all the way to an Aventador and a Porsche GT3 RS. It's like, you just got to start posting now. Even if you don't feel like you're qualified, like eventually once you have that first viral video that takes off, like business becomes so easy. Like you could just make a story post and make a quick 3 to 10K in a day if you want. So that's number one. And then number two, I guess it's going back to what we said earlier. Like you have to think for yourself. Like yes, like your mentors, if you ever hire one or if you buy a course, they're going to tell you certain things, but you're never going to really hit that breaking point until you innovate and think for yourself. Because there's tons of micro details that might have worked in the past for your mentors, but might not work now with this stage of your career. And then let me think about anything else. And I guess stage three, profit over revenue all day, every day. Like, yeah, it's cool to have like a bunch of like big numbers in your Stripe or your Hyros or whatever account you use. But I would rather make, let's say 90K profit in like 110K revenue than like 500K revenue, but like 50K profit.
Yeah.
Because life's a lot less stressful when you don't have a ton of expenses cooking you.
Yeah, especially if it's not consistently like MRR. It's like you're chasing clients and you're losing sleep over that now. It's like, I got all these people to pay for now. Like, what's gonna happen? Do I have to get rid of them? But I need those people. So I feel you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even as a little thing for any operators watching this, what would you say? Because you have an operator and this guy's a beast. I talked to him as well. He scales some big boys as well. But let's say you were someone who was starting out who's like, damn, I need someone to come in and like scale my shit. Like, what would you say separates the ones that you've talked to as well? That's like, I would work with you if I didn't have an operator. Like how would you pick one out to scale your offer?
Gotcha. So my current operator, like I said, he's done like 800K a month with like his own offer.
Absolute
like,
beast.
Guy's a killer. I probably learned more from him than like any mastermind or course or anything I bought. Like, and I've spent like over $50,000 on masterminds and learned way more from like actually him like becoming a part of my business.
Yeah.
The reason I went with him is because obviously he had the credibility, right? Like he's done it before, 800K a month. He was really good with ads, which I freaking sucked at the time. Like I didn't know anything about paid traffic or in terms of like for info, paid traffic. And then just like I had to see the systems he built out for his own. And when I saw it myself with like in terms of like go high level and like all the different automations and the flows and and then he already had a dialed sales team before. That was another thing I really struggled with before him was like I was a beast closer myself and I could train closers myself, but like closer churn was a big problem with me until I started working with him. So I think it's just like the operator has to have like amazing strengths and proven strengths that like you absolutely suck at as a creator.
And it just naturally makes sense. So, if you are that operator, do your due diligence, figure out what the fuck they suck at.
Yeah.
And now it's like, provide that solution. Oh, you suck at, consistently, keeping sales reps. Dude, we've never lost a sales rep ever. I'll actually show you right now. Here's all the sales rep we worked with. Like how many of them left? None of them. Let me actually send you a few. Let me have some of them send you some videos based on our systems, like what they think about it. Raw videos. I'll put you in a group chat. Stuff like that. I bet would be like, bro, fuck yeah, So like, yeah, man, that for operators who are watching this, who are just trying to get some sauce, I would say take a listen to that. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of coming to a little bit of an end and I don't want to make it like last minute that we get cut off. So I appreciate you sitting down with me. Talking about this stuff, the cheat codes to scaling to 100K per month with info and probably more at the end of the day. And yeah, man, I appreciate you jumping on.
I appreciate you having me on, man. It was good to talk about more advanced stuff instead of my brain rot beginner content.
Yeah, if you guys want as well, Renzo, if you guys search, if you guys go on his Instagram and type in advanced, he's going to send you his one-on-one coaching for actually scaling a offer. So yeah, hit him up with that DM and he'll get you right. It's only like 30K.
Yeah. Or 100K if I fly over to your house. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.